But first, let me tell you that the question I asked before the break was, our next guest, Leigh Wood, is a featherweight. He's champion of the world, fights at 126 pounds. We wanted to know, how many feathers would you need to make up that weight? Benty, how many feathers?
No idea.
Have a guess. How many feathers?
No idea.
Have a guess. Just roughly.
50,000.
Oh, nearly 100,000. 100,800 feathers.
Wow.
You like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
Now, you may be wondering why we're playing this music. That's because our next guest, Leigh Wood, he defends his WBA Featherweight World title this weekend against Mauricio Lara. And we're joined now on Drive by the man himself. Hello and good afternoon, Leigh Wood. Hello, Leigh.
Evening, guys. You're right, yeah?
I'm good. I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, this bit's always a drag, making weight and that. Media obligations, like press conference and that. I just want to get in there and get the show on the road.
Oh, so when you say, like, you know, it's a drag having to speak to the media, does that include me and Benty? I can only apologise.
Obviously not you guys.
Oh, fine. Okay, fine. Listen, how excited are you, firstly, to be back fighting in Nottingham? That must be just incredible for you, give you such a buzz.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's nearly a sellout, 9,000. To get behind me, you know, the fans in Nottingham, just like the football and the ice hockey and the cricket, you know, they get behind their own and the atmosphere is going to be electric.
You're fighting a guy that's been avoided in Lara. I mean, why have you taken such a dangerous fight?
You know, high risk, high reward. I want to test myself. That's what we're in boxing for. I want to be the best I can be. And heading towards these challenges, I'm not shying away from them. I believe it's a fight I can win. And I've felt like that before the fight was made. And also it's a fight that proves how good I am to everyone else and to myself.
You know what I'm curious about, actually, because we speak to a lot of boxers on the show. People are describing this fight as a fight where someone is going to get knocked out, right? Firstly, do you agree with that? And also, do you pay much attention to what people say in the build-up to one of your fights?
You know, there's always opinions. I normally get them on Twitter. People seem to speak their mind on Twitter more than any other platform. My Zukan fight, you know, they said I was going to get my head punched in. I was fighting someone that had the record for punches thrown per fight. The Michael Conlan fight, I was fighting the best Irish boxer skill-wise that there's ever been.
Amazing.
There didn't see a way I could win that fight. There's other people have always got something to say, you know. It's the same with this fight. We can both punch. We're both dangerous. We can both end the fight any time. But you need more than that at this level. You need to be able to stick to a game plan. You need to be able to nullify someone. You need to know when to be smart, when to engage and when not to engage. And that's the difference between me and him.
When you look at that Michael Conlan fight, and you spoke about, Andy just asked your question there about people don't think it's going the distance. When you look at that fight that you went through with Michael Conlan, I mean, it was brutal. Obviously, punches thrown, you were knocked down, the way you ended the fight. Did you learn a lot about yourself in that fight rather than, I guess, your ability, more about heart than anything else?
Yeah, I didn't learn anything new. To get to this stage I'm at, to get to this level, you know, I've been through a lot. I've been through the mill, you could say. You know, I had a lot of management issues for 10 years of injuries and not getting opportunities. So in that sense, I knew I'm resilient. I knew I can take it. I know I'm tough. But to show everyone else that I'm tough, to show everyone else that I'm resilient, you know, that's more what that fight did. And like you say, for this fight, you know, everyone's expecting it to be a knockout, either. It might not be the case. It could go points, but, you know, by hook or by crook, whatever way it comes, whatever I have to do, I'll get the win. Just
quickly going back to that Michael Conlan fight, will you fight him again? Because it was just...
That is some fight.
It was.
For sure. Hopefully he can pick up a world title and it can be a massive unification fight. But eyes on the prize first, you know, I've got a hard night, Saturday night, but when I'm confident in winning, it opens up a lot of doors for me and hopefully one that heads towards my dream fight at the City Ground. I'm
sure it will. Where are you at now? Well, you mentioned when you came on air with us that, you know, you've got all this media stuff to do. Does that mean all your sparring, all your training, everything's done? You just got to make weight? And if so, how far away from that are you?
Yeah, the media stuff, I mean, I've got an open workout later on. Got a few interviews there to do. I had like a press thing earlier for photos for the productions and stuff. Tomorrow I've got the press conference and then Friday the weigh-in. As well as that, at night time, you know, I have to go with my coach, go over things, over the game plan, over the drills, a little bit of footwork. Nothing too heavy, but it's more psychological, mental, you know. You're going over things over and over and over just to make sure there's no chance of getting anything wrong.
Now, hopefully, touch wood, you get through this Lara fight. I'm guessing the next one you want is going to be Josh Warrington at the City Ground, right?
Yeah, possibly. You know, I've told a lot of people off this week for mentioning the City Ground, mentioning Josh Warrington's name because it's disrespectful. You know, what I've made on Mauricio Lara.
You can tell Bentley off. We don't mind. Tell him off.
You know, we don't want to hear this at the minute. You know, I've got my eyes on the prize for Saturday, and then we can have a catch up after, and we can talk about what's next.
But there's a reason why people are talking about this fight, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, me and Josh are probably the only two fighters outside of the heavyweight division that are filling arenas. He's got great support in Leeds. I've got great support in Nottingham. We're both club rivals, city rivals. We're both clubs, both in the Premier League. It will make for an amazing fight and a great atmosphere at the City Ground, not in Leeds. And hopefully, you know, all being well, I win this fight and we can talk about it.
I like the way you didn't tell me off. I like that. Lee. Thanks for that.
So going back to the Lara fight, what are you expecting from him then? Because he's a dangerous opponent. A lot of people rate him extremely highly. You saw him with Josh Warrington. What are you expecting from him?
I'm expecting the same Mauricio Lara that you always see. He is dangerous. He's reckless though. But at the same time, if you're giving him what he wants and you're giving him opportunities to be dangerous, you're in for an hard night, a short hard night, because he can work. With me, you know, I'm not going to give him opportunities, but without giving much away, I'm going to be right in front of him and ready to make him pay for when he makes some mistakes.
Lee, I'm a big boxing fan, as is Bentley, and every time whenever I watch boxing, a boxer will go back to the corner, whether he's winning, whether he's losing, and he'll get instruction from, you know, his trainer, etc. How much of the fight and what you're going to be doing is pre-planned, and how much is on the night depending on what your opponent does?
So back to 3 years ago, hardly anything. You know, I just freestyled. I train as hard as I can, get as fit as I can, in condition as I can. I rock up on fight night and just try win. But since being with Ben Davison, you know, everything has got a purpose. Everything's got a structure. Every fight's got an approach and a game plan. And that's why I've got so much success recently. I've gone from British title level, losing at that level, to winning by knockout, to getting a world title shot late notice, winning by knockout, and to defending it and winning by knockout. It's because there's a lot more to boxing than just getting in there and having a crack at it. You know, you gotta have a structure. You gotta approach it. Every fighter has strengths and weaknesses. They need identifying. You need to go to take their strengths away and get off your strengths, and that's how you win the fight.
But how difficult is it when you've got that adrenaline flowing around your body? Let's say you go back to the corner after round, I don't know, 6, and you've taken an uppercut, you've stayed on your feet, and you're going to win the fight, right? But you've taken this, your head's a little bit wobbly and shaky. How do you prepare for being able to take instruction on board, you know, when you're all over the place, you're not really sure of your surroundings, and you've got Ben shouting in your ear saying, right, change your plan, we've got to do this. Because you can't prepare for that in the gym before a fight, can you?
No, you can't really prepare for that, but it comes down to discipline and experience as well. You know, the Michael Conlan fight, I got put down in round 1, and I come back to the corner and he said, you need to change your height, stop parrying big, or to take your feet out because you're getting caught with that backhand. It was dead calm, but it sounded like it was that fast when he spoke. I said, whoa, say it slowly. And then he said it again, and I went out there for round 2 and got caught with the same shot 3 or 4 times. But eventually, I got my legs back, I got my mind back, I stuck to the game plan, I did what he said, and I turned it around.
Okay, that's interesting.
Lee, you know when you say stuff, you turn it around and you're right, you listen to your corner. When you get buzzed like that with a shot like that, how long really does it take to get the kind of the feeling back in the legs? Because you obviously, I'm guessing in the corner, I think it's a minute. That's not long enough. How long does it take you to kind of find your feet again?
Well, I've been caught with big shots in the past, you know, and it's probably 10 seconds and you shook it off. That actual shot, I got caught and I was flat on my back and my head bounced off the canvas. So, you know, that was a bit bigger than usual. I've never been hit with that in my whole career, sparring or fight night, and I got caught with that shot. And it took me about 3 or 4 rounds watching it back to get my legs back. But on the night, I didn't even know my head touched the floor. I thought just one leg quickly went down, got up. And I honestly didn't even know it was that heavy. Wow. So that shows you what's going through your mind. All I was thinking was, that's a 10-8 round. I need to pull that back.
Lee, listen, I'm going to let you go in 2 seconds. I've got 2 quick questions for you. I know you've got a busy afternoon. Question number 1, I know you're a big Nottingham Forest fan. How do you feel about the season so far? Are you going to stay up?
Absolutely. I think our form at home is going to be, and has been, the difference. We've got a hard game the day of my fight, you know. But they're playing tonight as well. So they played Sunday, Wednesday, then Saturday. So if we've got a chance, you know, I'll be buzzing with the draw on Saturday, but hopefully they can push on and get the win. And just keep our form at home. and I'm confident we can stay up.
Last question. People are watching on YouTube. They can see you, right? And I'm only asking this because you're not near me, but I'm going to ask it anyway. You've not no product on your hair. What's that all about? Is that just because you come out the shower, or just that's the way you wear it usually in the day?
Well, you know, I own a barbershop now, so whenever I need my hair doing, my mate gets on it for me. It's got a little bit of hairspray so it don't bounce on my eyes, to be honest.
Well, do you know what we were talking about Michael Richards. I don't know if you heard yesterday. He was on telly saying he spends £30,000 a year on haircuts. Did you hear that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So your mate owns a shop, so presumably you don't pay a penny.
Well, I own it and I lease it to him.
You own it, okay.
And I get my hair done for no kind of thing. But I've done him a favour as well, so I've helped him out with the costs and stuff. So yeah,
that's
got
nice.
a good deal going on.
Okay, well maybe you should help you out with some product. Leigh, listen, I'm only joshing. We are massive fans of yours. That fight against Michael Conlan was just one of the best British fights I've seen for a long, long time. It was fantastic. And we hope you win at the weekend. We really do. And we really appreciate your time coming on to Drive on talkSPORT. It's very kind of you, Leigh.
Thank you, guys, and hopefully come through this fight all being well, and the City Ground fight gets made, and you two can come along.
Oh, love that.
I'd love to. It's very kind of you, but I need to be ringside. I'm not insured to sit next to the public. All right?
We'll sort it, I'm sure.
All right. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Leigh, you're an absolute superstar. We are all rooting for you here. We really are. Thank you so much for coming on again.
Guys.
And all the best for the weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, pal. There you go, Leigh Wood. Do you know what's great? He's not just boxers, but sports people. Some of them, you think, he's got no personality. This is going to be tough. And others, like Leigh, are just a joy to speak 100%. To. He's fantastic. And a joy to watch as well.
Looking forward to the fight.
Me too. Yeah, me too.